Hey friends, today I am going to do an interview with myself, and we're going to talk about how I went from 100 kilos and being rather unhealthy to maintaining a good weight of 83 kilos throughout the last 2.5 years. Hey Toby, why don't you tell us a bit more about this picture? Oh, that picture. Yeah, I remember that one. I think I'd been back in Holland for about half a year after having lived in Ireland for 2.5 years. And I had thought of starting to go to the gym, but I never really got around to it. The same thing probably with healthy eating. Predominantly actually in that phase of my life, I was eating a lot, watching a lot of TV and playing a lot of computer games. For me, this picture really was the wake-up call, because we were at this summer event and I decided to dress up like Freddie Mercury. And even when I rented the uniform, I thought I was looking pretty damn good. But when I saw this picture, I was honestly shocked. Totally get that. Not only did I not really recognize the guy in the photo, but it just seemed to me that the person in the video was very far removed from the person I thought I was. And that sparked really an instant change. Now, we found another one of you on your wedding day. What about this one? Very important day in my life. One of the happiest memories I think I have. So after I started actually going to the gym, after that horrific picture of myself, my words, not yours, I know. The way I looked and the way I felt, obviously I was elated at what was happening that day. But the way I looked was definitely the result of a 1.5 years of consistent hard work and proper eating. There's no other way to put it. I honestly don't think that I would have felt good fitting that suit and felt good about the way I looked on those photos if I hadn't consistently invested in a healthy lifestyle over the 1.5 years preceding that day. And finally, this picture that seems to be the first thing you wanted to post on Instagram. Yeah. So this was a picture that we took on our honeymoon when we were in Mauritius. To be very honest, I like the pictures, I like the way I look. It was a bit of a physical fail because my intention was to be ripped before I went on the holiday. In fact, I talked about being ripped to so many different people, my colleagues, my friends, that I was a bit ashamed to admit that I hadn't succeeded. When I spoke about it with my PT, with Jasper, he had already warned me 6 weeks before I went on the honeymoon, because we were doing a 12-week cutting program, that it was a bit unlikely at the rate my body was changing and the effort I was willing to put in, given all of the other things that I was balancing in my life at the time. I can definitely see what I had to learn about myself to actually start out on another endeavor, and also really respect for the people who manage to lean out and stay lean on a consistent basis, because it requires a large amount of discipline and a lot of dedication to not only your training but also to your food schedule. Well, that's it for this week, friends. See you next week for another episode of Toby's Tuesday. Really? Yeah. Wow.